When I was a little boy, I thought my mama never got tired. She was up before everybody else and didn't stop until the whole house was asleep. Back then I didn't understand all those lines across her hands. Now I do. I remember Mama early in the kitchen, coffee brewing, my school bag by the door. One hand was making breakfast for the family, the other fixing my hair like she'd done before. Then she'd hurry out to catch the morning bus, work all day just trying to make ends meet. She'd come home tired, but if I asked her how she was, she'd smile and say, "Son, we'll be all right, you'll see." I remember those hands always moving, washing clothes and pulling blankets tight, counting every dollar at the kitchen table so we'd have enough to make it through the night. Back then, I thought it all came easy. A child can't see what sacrifice can be. While I was growing up without fear of tomorrow, she was asking God for strength down on her knees. My mother's hands were there to raise me when my own weren't strong enough to fight. Those were the hands that pointed up to heaven and taught me where to turn when nothing felt right. Every star and every wrinkle, every story she never had to say. God gave that woman strength each morning, and through her hands He carried us each day. Years went by and I started chasing my own life, working bills, another place called home. Visits slowly turned into quick conversations, and I never saw how much the years had gone. Then one Sunday I sat beside my mama and watched her hands shake, pouring me some coffee. The hands I thought could carry anything were resting quietly across her knees. I looked down at those fingers worn by time and remembered everything they'd done for me. They cleaned the blood when I fell down as a child and held me close when I thought I couldn't breathe. That's when I finally understood how many times she put herself aside, not because God wanted her to suffer, but because her love would never leave us behind. I took her hands in mine and told her, "Mama, forgive me for the things I didn't see. I grew up thinking you were made of iron, but now I know it was God giving you strength for me." She smiled at me and whispered softly, "Son, there were nights when I was scared and cried, but every time I reached the end of my own strength, I'd get down on my knees and let the Lord carry me through the night." My mother's hands were there to raise me but God gave her the strength to carry on. When she had no answers, she had prayer. When she saw no road, He led her on. Now I kiss every scar upon those hands and thank God for every gift they gave to me. If I'm still standing here today, it's because God cared for her and Mama cared for me. My mother's hands built up my childhood, held our little world when times were hard. But behind every meal and every sacrifice was a woman trusting God with all her heart. Now when I hold my mother's hands, I don't only see the years that passed. I see a woman who survived 1,000 battles because she never walked without her God. And as long as I can still say thank you, I look into her eyes and let her know, Mama, your hands helped build my story. But it was God who held those hands through every season of our lives. And now I finally understand. And now I finally understand. My mama called 3 times that night. I watched her name light up my phone. I thought I'd call her back tomorrow. I just didn't know tomorrow would never come for her. I was always running, getting nowhere. Work, bills, problems on my mind. Every time she called just to hear my voice, I'd say, Mama, I'll call when I find the time. She'd ask me when I was coming over. Said she made that coffee I always liked. I'd find another reason not to go, like somehow she'd be there my whole life. Sunday morning she sent a message, son, come have lunch with me someday. I read it, slipped my phone into my pocket, and let another moment fade away. Then that night my telephone rang. 1 time, 2 times, I was too tired to answer her. Now I'd give everything I own just to hear her voice calling me. I should have picked up. I should have stopped it all. Cost me much at all. Now I stare down at her name, knowing there's nowhere left to call. I had 1,000 chances to say I love you, but I kept saving them for tomorrow. Tomorrow never came for her, but it came too soon for me, bringing a silence I can't turn off, and a guilt that won't let me sleep. Next morning my brother knocked on my door. One look at his face and I already knew. Mama got sick sometime after midnight. They rushed her in, but there was nothing they could do. I grabbed my phone with shaking hands. Those 3 missed calls were still right there. The last one came just minutes before she took her final breath somewhere. I stared at that screen like staring harder could somehow turn the hands of time. I would have pressed that answer button. I would have said, Mama, I'm here, I'm fine. My brother said she called my name, asked him if I was doing all right. Even at the end she worried about me, while I was too busy that night. She'd always made herself available, morning, noon, or late at night. And the one time she needed me, I wasn't there on the other side. It wasn't that I didn't love her, I just thought there'd be another chance. I treated her presence like a promise that life had never really made. Now I know love needs more than feelings. Sometimes love means making time, 'cause words you keep locked in your heart can't hold somebody one last time. I should've picked up, I should've picked up, I should've stopped it all, should've stopped it all. 5 minutes for my mama, 5 minutes for my mama. Wouldn't have cost me much at all, wouldn't have cost me much. Now every time my telephone rings, I don't let it ring too long. I learned the hardest way that regret can't make a phone call. I should've picked up, Lord knows I should've known. Lord knows you never know which goodbye will be the last one coming home. I still keep her final voicemail. Son, take care, call me when you can. Just a few simple words I barely noticed back then. Now I play it slow, just to steal a few more seconds with the voice of the woman who loved me without condition. If I could go back to that one night, I wouldn't ask for money, I wouldn't change my whole life, I wouldn't try to fix the world. I'd just answer that phone and say, Mama, I've missed you too, go ahead, I'm listening. Tonight I've got time. And I should have said those words a long, long time ago. Since the day you left this world, this house don't feel the same. I wake up reaching for you. Sometimes I still call your name. Your coffee cup is in the cabinet, your picture standing where it's always been. Sometimes I swear I hear you walking, then the silence comes again. I've asked the Lord 1,000 times why our story had to end. I still don't have the answer, but He's never left me since. I don't know how to live without you. I can't pretend I'm doing fine. I'd give everything I own just to hold you one more time, just to hear your voice again. I'd cross every ocean wide, but there's nothing in this world that can turn back hands of time. And even though I don't understand why God had to call you home, I thank Him for every year He gave me with the greatest love I've known. We used to talk about growing old, sitting hand in hand someday. Now I'm learning how to walk alone with memories that never fade. Being thankful doesn't stop the hurting, doesn't mean these tears are gone. It just means I know God blessed me when He let me love you for so long. When the missing you gets heavy and I feel like I might lose my way, I remember what you told me: God will take care of your heart someday. I may never understand it, but I'm choosing to believe. If the Lord has brought me this far, He'll give me strength for what I need. I don't know how to live without you. I can't pretend I'm doing fine. I'd give everything I own just to hold you one more time, just to hear your voice again. I'd cross every ocean wide, but there's nothing in this world that can turn back hands of time. And even though I don't understand why God had to call you home, I thank Him for every year He gave me with the greatest love I've known. Faith don't mean I never cry.
Don't mean I never cry.
It don't mean the pain is gone.
It don't mean the pain is
It means
gone.
when grief brings me to my knees, I know I'm not alone. God is with me in the silence when the nights are hard to face, and when I don't have strength to stand, He holds me with His grace. I still don't know how to live without you.
One more minute
next to you. Oh, just to hear your voice again. I'd cross
every ocean.
I'd cross every ocean wide. But until the day I see you, I'll keep our love alive. Through every tear, I'm still thankful for every memory we made. You were the love of my lifetime, one of God's most precious gifts of grace. The missing you still lives in me, but gratitude does too. And every night I thank the Lord for the years He gave me you. That night the hospital hallway felt like it would never end. My little boy was sleeping with wires and machines beside his bed. And I sat there holding his hand, trying to remember when I got too busy to really be his dad. I was the father always saying, maybe later, not tonight. Tomorrow we can play together. Next weekend, son, alright. There was always work and bills to pay, always something on my mind. And somehow everything felt urgent while he kept waiting for my time. He'd bring me drawings from his bedroom. I'd barely look up from my phone. He'd ask me to sit down and watch the game. I'd say, son, I'm tired, maybe when I'm home. Then one fever turned into midnight, and midnight brought us through those hospital doors. Everything I thought was so important didn't matter anymore. I held my little boy's hand and couldn't hold the tears inside. I looked toward heaven with no fancy words and said, God, help me change my life. In that hospital room I made a promise. If you let me take my boy back home, I won't watch his childhood through a window while he's growing up alone. I didn't ask for money, didn't ask you for an easier road. I just asked for strength to be the father I should have been all along. And that night I learned through tears something I should have always known. Love ain't only working hard to give them things. Sometimes love means staying home. A few days later, we went back home. I thank the Lord he was all right. But saying I had changed was easy. I still had to prove it with my life. That first week I came home early, left my phone across the room. The next week work ran late again, and that old excuse came back too soon. Then I saw my boy there by the window, holding his baseball to his chest. I remembered that hospital room, my prayer, and everything I'd promised God I'd change. I closed the laptop, walked outside and said, come on, son, let's play. I didn't change my whole life overnight. There were habits I had to break, but every time the old man showed back up, remember the promise that I made. Months later, on an ordinary evening, he fell asleep with his head upon my arm. I looked down at that peaceful little face and thanked the Lord for changing my heart. Not because I became a perfect father. I still worked and I still made mistakes, but I learned providing ain't just paying bills. A child needs your presence. Not only what you make, the promise that I made in that hospital didn't stay inside that room. I brought it home and turned it into choices, into time, into love I could prove. Now my boy don't have to ask me twice to look him in the eyes and hear him out. God gave me strength to change my priorities and showed me what being a father is about. I still have bills,
I still have love,
I still have long days,
I still have love,
I still carry responsibilities. But now I know some moments won't wait around until life gets easier for me. So when my boy says, "Dad, come here," I try to stop whatever I can. Because one night I begged God for another chance to become a better man. And I've learned a promise made before God ain't measured by the words you say. It's measured by the life you choose to live after you walk away. I found an old wallet in the back of a forgotten drawer. Inside was a picture, me, my wife, and our kids, back when we didn't have much, but somehow we had more time for each other. I remember that little apartment, that worn-out couch, that old TV. Money barely made it through the week, but every night they waited there for me. Then came the break I'd prayed for, a better job and better pay. I told my wife I'm doing this for us, and started coming home later every day. First I missed a dinner, then a Sunday, then a birthday. I bought presents just to say I'm sorry, like love could somehow be replaced by what I paid. I thought winning meant giving them everything, but I stopped giving them the best part of me. While I was chasing some perfect life, the life we had was falling apart quietly. In that picture inside my wallet, I still knew what happiness looked like. We didn't have a new car or money in the bank, but we had laughter every night. I stared at that man smiling back at me, and hardly knew the man I'd left behind. I gained so much chasing after this world, but almost lost what money couldn't buy. That night I came home early, the house was quiet, one light in the room. My wife was sitting at the table with 2 cold plates and nothing left to prove. She didn't scream, she didn't blame me, She just asked, is this still a home? And said, I don't need a life of luxury. I need the man who promised I wouldn't be alone. That hurt worse than any argument. I laid that old picture on the table. She ran her finger across our children's faces and cried for the days when we had less but were faithful. I said, forgive me, I confused providing with paying bills and never slowing down. I tried to give this family the whole world and nearly let our own world hit the ground. There in that kitchen, we got down on our knees. No perfect words, no speech prepared. I said, God, teach me how to be present. Don't let my pride destroy the blessing you placed here. Everything didn't change that night. Trust doesn't come back with one apology. So I started coming home when I said I would, listening to my children and staying close to the woman who still believed in me. That picture's still inside my wallet, but now it means more than days gone by. It reminds me success without your family is a victory that never feels right. God showed me providing means being there, taking time to listen, hold and stay. I still work hard, but now I know where home is, and I won't trade love for another payday. I don't need everything this world can offer if it costs me the people by my side. I learned some things are worth more than money, and some treasures were never meant to have a price. Every now and then I open that old wallet and look at the photograph again. Not to mourn the man I used to be, but to remember the man I chose to become. I almost lost my family, trying to give them everything. Then God showed me some riches don't fit inside your pocket. They live inside your home. Today I whispered a prayer to God, sitting alone on the front porch. I looked up at the sky, and the missing hit me again. God, I know heaven is perfect, there is no pain up there, but down here it gets so hard, living with this love and empty air. There is an empty chair at the table, there is a picture on the shelf, there is a hug that never happened, and a heart still hurting by itself. Sometimes I sit here wondering If I could ask for just one thing, not money, not fame, not anything, just to kill this missing feeling, Father, please, would you let me have one visiting day in heaven, just to hold the ones I love and tell them they were never forgotten. To see my mama, my grandma, my cousin, and my son too. Even if it was once a year, I would come back healed and new. Would you let me have one visiting day in heaven, just a few hours in their arms before I come back, and keep on living? I would bring so many stories of everything since they went away. I would tell them about the battles I survived and the scars I carry every day. I would talk about the grandkids growing, about the dreams I still chase, about the prayers they prayed for me that still walk with me by grace. Maybe I would not say much at all, because a hug speaks louder than words. I just wanna feel them close again, like heaven came back down to earth. Would you let me have one visiting day in heaven, just to hold the ones I love and tell them they were never forgotten? To see my mama, my grandma, my cousin, and my son too. Even if it was once a year, I would come back healed and new. Oh, would you let me have one visiting day in heaven, just a few hours in their arms before I come back, and keep on living? But until that day comes around, I will keep walking by faith, holding every memory close of the ones now standing in grace. Because I know goodbye was never the end of the road. It was just a faraway see you later in a home the Lord prepared in gold. And when the missing cuts too deep, I remember the promise you gave, that every eternal reunion is kept by God beyond the grave. So I pray with my eyes closed, with tears falling to the floor. And even without that visit, Lord, you comfort me once more. Because whoever leaves with Christ is never lost in the unknown. Missing them is just the bridge between this earth and heaven's home. Would you let me have one visiting day in heaven, just to hold the ones I love and tell them they were never forgotten? To see my mama, my grandma, my cousin, and my son too. Even was in their arms before I come back and keep on living. And when my time finally comes, I do not want tears or goodbye, because the hug I dream of now will happen in the arms of God. And in that great reunion, there will be no separation. Missing will turn into a smile, and eternity into a song. Today I saw an old photo on the porch of a simple home. She was smiling, so tired, but somehow made everything feel light. And I thought in silence with a heavy heart, how much love we hold inside, and only remember when it's too late. She would wake up early before the sun would rise, making coffee with a smile, even after barely sleeping. Hands marked by life, a heart so full of love, always strong inside the house, even while hiding the pain. How many times did I walk away without stopping to listen, thinking we had so much time, not knowing it would run out. Life moves away too fast, and we don't even see it pass. But a mother is a safe harbor, a place where the soul can rest. Hug your mother today, tell her you love her from the heart, because after she is gone, all you're left with is missing her. Kiss the face of the warrior who took such good care of you. After time takes her away, you can't go back and say, I love you, Mom. Stay here a little longer. I love you, Mom. I never learned to live without you. There are people crying in silence, wishing to hear once again, come eat my child, may God protect you once more. The chair is left empty, her sin is still there, and whoever has lost her knows the weight of wishing they could go back home. Don't wait for a sad day to remember what she's worth. A mother is a blessing in this life, a gift from the Lord. She held you through your falls, even when you didn't notice. When the whole world walked away, she stayed there to love you. Hug your mother today, tell her you love her from the heart, because after she is gone, all you're left with is missing her. Kiss the face of the warrior who took such good care of you. After time takes her away, you can't go back and say, calling me from the door or by the window. There are words we keep inside that turn into pain in the chest. So say them now, while there is still time. If your mother is still waiting for you, run to meet her. Some hugs can heal the soul. Some love just cannot wait. Hold on to every piece of advice, every scolding, every prayer, because one day all that's left is a photo and the longing in your heart. A mother barely asks for anything, just affection and attention. A little bit of your presence is worth more than a million. When she goes to heaven, you will understand that the truest kind of love lives in a mother's arms. Hug your mother today. Tell her you love her from the heart, because after she is gone, all you're left with is missing her. Kiss the face of the warrior who took such good care of you. After time takes her away, you can't go back and say, hey, 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 I love you, Mom. Stay here a little longer. I love you, Mom. I never learned to live without you. So go call your mother today. Sit beside her, listen to everything once again, because after the longing comes, the world gets far too quiet. No late embrace can never bring time back again. There's stories the world never sees, but God saw every tear, every choice. This is about a mother who chose to love, even when everything hurt. My name is Noah, and I grew up with a question that never left my mind. Who is my father? While my friends talked about theirs, I learned how to read my mother's silence. She always looked away, smiled, changed the subject, but in her eyes there was a story she never had the courage to tell. Until the day I turned 18. A simple house, dim light in the room, but love was never missing in our home. A packed lunch, counted bills left to pay, and my mother smiling just to calm me down. Simple clothes, a used notebook, but my future was always her priority. She kept fighting without complaint, even when everything wanted to fall apart. But there was an emptiness inside of me, a hidden name, a beginning with no end. I saw others walking with their fathers, and I only had questions in my heart. Mom, is he alive? Did he ever want to see me? She only said, son, let it go. One day you'll understand. She was mother, she was father, she was my way. She was shelter in the darkest place. She carried the world and never let me fall. Even with no strength, she fought for me. If I'm standing today, I know where it came from the love of a woman who went beyond the fear, the pain, the loneliness. My mother, my greatest treasure. 18 years old, the day had come. Her eyes could no longer hide it. She sat with me, her voice began to shake, and said, son, today you're gonna know I was young, full of plans, a white dress, simple dreams. Your father said he was gonna marry me, but everything changed when I told him. The test in my hand, my heart racing fast. I said, my love, were a mistake, just bad timing. He spoke of the future, of life, of reason, but forgot you were already beating inside my heart. That night I made my choice to lose a love, but not lose you. I left with pain, but with God in my hands, and I promised you would never be rejection. I kept this story silent to protect you, so you would never doubt your worth or who you are. She was mother, she was father,
She was my way
she was shelter
in the darkest place.
She carried the world and never let me fall, even with no strength.
She fought for me.
If I'm standing today,
I know where it came
from the love of a woman
who went beyond
the fear, the pain, the loneliness. My mother,
my greatest treasure.
the tears fell, but not from pain. It was understanding, it was love. I held that tired woman in my arms and saw the warrior behind the journey. You never gave me up, you chose me, and everything inside me grew strong. The father who was missing did not define me, but the love that stayed built me.
She was everything
When no one wanted to be,
she taught me to fall.
and rise without fear.
If the world asked me
Where I come from, I say with pride,
she made me who I am.
it was not abandonment, it was a choice to give life instead of denying the heart. If I exist today,
And learn how to love.
it's because my mother chose to fight. He asked for me not to be born, but she fought for me to live. And today I understand, with all that I am, that the greatest love is the one that chooses to stay. She kneels down in the silence of the morning. Even tired, she keeps walking, blessed and chosen. Heaven knows every tear she hides inside. Rare woman, born with purpose in her life. She wakes up early before the sunrise, goes to the battle with faith in her eyes, carries the weight of home on her heart, but never lets her light fall apart. Turns the kitchen into a place of prayer, raises her children with love and care. Even wounded, she still finds a smile, teaches her family to hold on a while. The world don't see what she overcame, but God knows every step and every pain. In the secret place, she learned to fight. On her knees, she saw miracles come to life. She cries real softly, never complains, keeps loving strong through all the rain. A heart of fire and a spirit of light, a virtuous woman in Jesus' sight. Rare woman, warrior of worth,
On her knees,
she conquered the hurt
she's a strong foundation.
of a home.
God honors the fighter.
Who stands alone,
Rare woman
chosen by God.
through every war.
She never got lost, without a care. She stays awake, covered in prayer, asking protection for her family, leaving it all in the hands of the King. Hard days come and try to break, but she won't let her faith fade away. Even tired, she still stands tall. She learned by faith to face it all. She's a shelter in the middle of chaos. She's peace when the world feels dangerous. Her embrace heals without even knowing. Her presence keeps the whole house growing. God sees the work that nobody sees. Every battle she fought silently. Heaven prepares honor and victory for the one who served with humility.
Yeah, woman,
warrior of worth,
on her knees,
she conquered the hurt
she's a strong foundation
of her home.
God honors the fighter
Who stands alone,
prayer woman,
chosen by God
through every war.
She never got lost.
Her prayers hold the whole house together.
Virtuous,
Strong,
true forever. She doesn't wear a crown of gold, but carries treasures in her soul. Her strength comes from heaven above. Her hope is born from prayer and love. When sadness tries to walk inside, she lifts her hands and glorifies, turns every pain into a lesson, keeps her home covered in blessing. She's a living proof of faithful fire, a praying warrior rising higher. Her story inspires every generation, 'cause God lives in her dedication. And when she feels like giving in, heaven sends her strength again. There's purpose written in her mission to be light, love, and direction. God never forgot her tears or the sleepless nights through the years. Every prayer was heard on high. Every battle had heaven by her side. Heaven moves in her favor. Woman of faith, woman of valor. Her name is written on the altar, and God will